sitting around looking at things. Oh, we're live, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello.
All right, how are you all doing?
Sounds like we get that same response from you, Sig, every week.
Yeah.
Distant I am. Yoda, I am not.
Have we all been hanging out for some D&D?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Dave, you ready to go one-on-one with this bugbear?
I've been thinking about that for like all week.
Nice. That's how it should be.
I've been rolling and rolling that kind of scenario in my brain all week long.
Perfect.
And then you finally told me that there was going to be a strength check, and I was like,
of course,
all my plans.
I love that you thought the bugbear was just like, all right, one hand here and one hand here. That's my turn.
Well, I'm just like, I'm bigger than he is. Surely I'm just can destroy him, but
I've already got a few people in watching. We've got some regulars. We've got Fate of Eisen as well sitting in here watching, which is fantastic. For anyone who doesn't know, Fate of Eisen is one of New Zealand's, I'd say they're the leading D&D podcast, right? So if you're not listening to them, you should definitely check them out on pretty much whatever podcast software you use, I reckon. And
I'll look it up now.
Perfect.
So
Oh, look at that. And Random
right
Origins.
now, Baron's just going to be...
Yeah, I'm just listening to
Baron-
the podcast.
He's going to be listening to them instead of playing with us.
Yeah, just put your mic up next to it and just play it for everyone. We'll just do a session of their episode.
We can act it out.
Yeah. We've got Maxime Del Vinci back, or Della Vinci, I should say. Sorry. We've got Random Origins who subscribed again. So they've been subscribed for 2 months now, which is fantastic. Sharpie Edges is also there. They're throwing up the goblin face, which is awesome to see. But speaking of, I mentioned podcasts, so we've actually decided to edit our podcast down, our stream down into podcast format, just to, if you wanted to re-listen to some of the older stuff. So I think it's currently live on, Sharpie Edges is resubscribed as well. This is fantastic. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, it's awesome. So I think episode 0 is live through Stitcher and Spotify at the moment. They're waiting on iTunes to go live with that, but there should be a new episode going live Saturday our time or Friday for pretty much the rest of the world every week from here on in. So I think I've got 3 others already edited and up waiting to go live. So I'll try and keep that rolling as well. Another little addition as well. I thought we'd play around with some t-shirt designs because the lovely Jo, that one there, she's awesome. She designed little pixel art images for all of the characters, and I didn't really know where to put them. I wasn't sure if we put them below the stream or what. And then I thought, well, hey, t-shirts. So I'm totally going to get one now that we've put them up. But underneath the stream, there's our little merch thing. So I don't think... don't buy it because you're like, let's give them money because we don't really get it, but it's just something. It's something for you to wear to rep if you like what we're doing here. Plus the design's really cool.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
I spent my Easter weekend on that just for funsies.
Yeah, and it looks fantastic. Good way to spend your Easter weekend, I reckon. But let's have a quick recap of what happened last week.
Previously on Getting Dicey.
The Nothic has one claw resting on Loris.
As Sig reaches the bottom of the slope, he will grapple a hold of Mr. Loris with one hand, will drag his body away back from the Nothic.
Sig, if he does massive damage, it could just kill me outright.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. The Nothic just swipes out with its claw. So that is a crit, and Loris loses 2 of his death saving throws. Loris.
Anyway, here it comes.
It's a save! Oh my god. Holy shit.
So I'm going to lick my finger, put it into the little bag, and just tap it on his eyeball.
The more he blinks, the more that sort of green eye slowly becomes red.
Nobody hurts my friends. As the dagger pierces the eyeball, the pressure around the wound just begins to build and then just bursts and pops
you are now covered in Nothic eye goo. And as you turn to show these guys the ring, you noticed both Gil and Loris with blood red eyes. So as at the bottom of these stairs, you can see it turns a corner, and there's a door to your left as well. So you kind of push your ear up to it, and you can hear as you kick in the door. Crikey! Ah!
I think it's time to try out Thorn Whip for the first time. Delivery for Loros.
Okay.
This thing is just slowly making its way through the air, a thorny whip around its neck, pulling it through the air.
So instead of having the blade like that, I'm going to twist it. The flat end hits him in the face.
The bugbear's body sort of moves past you as its head stops mid-air. The bugbear next to you is silent after seeing this happen. And he just reaches up, grabs your axe with one of his hands, grabs your head with the other.
There it is.
There we are, we're back. So it's quite like not much really happened last session, although a lot happened. Like I ended up like missing out a little bit of like the whole you guys sort of being what the effects of what the drugs had on Gil and Loris. But that gives me a really interesting starting point. I've talked with both John and Dave, and they agree that both characters need a basically some kind of withdrawal thing. So. A symptom. So I'm just gonna use the madness table for this one.
God.
And I'm just gonna. I thought it would have been cool to sort this out, sort of off stream and away from all the players, and just have these guys kind of acting a little strangely. But I was too busy doing other things with the stream, and I forgot to do it. So I'm just gonna roll some dice now. The first one's for Gil. Okay, you. I wonder if I should just send these to you guys. Actually, that might be more fun.
Diarrhea.
It's not going to be
Is it
fun.
maximum diarrhea?
So it's kind of a little bit of like what I was hoping to do, but instead I'm doing it on stream and breaking the flow of everything instead.
Cool, thank you.
Why not? The flow hasn't started, so it's all right.
Yeah, that's fair. So, John, I'm just sending your one now. And I'm putting the number of what I rolled. And Dave, same for you. What have we got for you? Oh, that's going to be amazing, actually. That's going to be a real good one.
Oh, really? Come on.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good.
But, it's going to be totally up to you guys for how you guys want to play this. Just have fun with it, I guess.
Is there a limit on how long this lasts?
Yes, this is until you long rest.
Oh, God. All right, we're all going to die.
Where are you sending this through?
Just through Discord. Is it? Let's have a look.
Waiting.
Actually, no. Okay, no. We won't. We'll do it for. I'll
there it is.
I'll roll a d10, and that'll be how many hours? I think.
Oh, God.
How many hours? Damn.
Okay, it's actually pretty good. Gil, yours is for an hour, and Loris, yours is for 2 hours. So just have fun. This is your characters. So I'd say, depending on how it goes, that might just be for tonight's session. Yeah.
Oh, fiend.
Yeah, cool.
So I didn't even last that long.
Yeah. Hey, remember, Traveler's Dust is like one of the strongest, most addictive drugs in Faerun. So it makes sense.
But let me remind them, they don't even know it was Traveler's Dust.
No, that's right. All they know is they
think it was the eye of a Nothic.
That's right.
I have a Nothic. So I have two things that have happened to me last session that I have no idea why or what happened to me.
That's
So
right.
the eye of the Nothic that sent me into some kind of space cadet station, and for some reason, attacking a bugbear gives me a chill down my spine.
Yeah.
It's gonna freak me out completely.
All right. Speaking of that bugbear, let's move you guys.
And you were tripping balls a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought you were a troll under a bridge.
Not troll. What are you talking about, trolls?
Not troll.
Not troll.
All right. So, Dave, when we last finished off, you just destroyed one of the bugbears. and in seeing his friend be destroyed, the other bugbear standing in front of you used part of his turn, to reach up, grab your axe with one hand, and grab the back of your head with the other, and it looks like things are definitely
Getting dicey.
Just got called a bad word.
Wow. I think John finally read the thing I sent him. What was it again? Oh yeah, this is perfect.
It's interesting.
Okay, so Dave, with your head in one of his hands and your axe in the other, he starts trying to like push the axe towards your head and push your head towards the axe.
Really?
Yeah.
This guy's stupid.
Yeah. So we're gonna do a strength check on this.
All right, you want me to roll just strength?
Just roll strength, yeah.
All right. I roll a 19.
That is a very good roll, Dave, because you needed the 19. It's not so much that you overwhelm him, but you guys are a matched strength. You guys, the axe gets like a centimeter closer and then a centimeter back, and you guys are both having a bit of a power struggle in regards to this.
Awesome.
So and the bugbear is just sort of snarling while he does it. Gil.
I place my hand on the Baron's shoulder, hoping to get his attention.
Yes.
I look with this deep sincerity right in your eyes, and I say, "We must find the jade monkey before the next full moon."
Oh,
And I end my turn.
all right. I'm taking you very seriously on this because I've not heard about the jade monkey before.
Sig, we'll go to you. So Sig, you've just hacked and slashed away at the bugbear's berries, and there's kind of blood. There's blood on the bed and blood all over your blade. But that bugbear is still alive. And to your right is this sleeping princess of a goblin on the ground next to you.
Oh.
So cute.
The tactician inside Sig drives him to hack into the bugbear's berries once more.
Okay.
But there is a hate welling inside him which wants to end the goblin's life to his left. So Sig's going to roll a d20. On more than a 5, his hate will overwhelm him and he will change targets back to the goblin.
Oh, nice. That's a
Which he
19.
does. So
Wow.
while he stares down at the bugbear in front of him, squealing with his berries cut, he grabs the new sword talon and jams it into the front of the goblin's frontal cortex.
Give us a roll to hit with advantage, please.
Oh yeah. Sig rolls a 23.
Oh, good lord.
Okay. So that the goblin was passed out. You've brought that blade down into sort of his chest, and it kind of just cuts down it sort of hits a bit of like what he's wearing and just glances a little bit, but just does huge damage to his ribs. And it just kind of opens up this decent wound. And this goblin sort of like wakes and is just sort of screaming in agony, but he is not looking good. Is there anything you wanted to do with is there a bonus action or anything you'd like to do?
As a bonus action, Sig will just remove the blade slowly, looking at the bugbear.
Oh, cruel.
Okay, all right. The Baron, it's over to you. So you've just had Gil tap you on the shoulder and say something pretty interesting to you.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty important because otherwise why bring it up at a time like this? So think it's pretty urgent, but I'm still gonna come out over to the doorway here, and I'm gonna target this bugbear that is been tussling with Loris. I'm gonna cast. I'm not gonna shoot Loris in the back again. I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead, and that means they have to do a Wisdom saving throw of 13.
All right, let's play Toll the Dead. Cool. So that's a Wisdom saving throw. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, we rolled a 9, so that's not good.
Ooh. Okay. Has he been hurt before? Did he take damage? Did, right?
Yeah.
No, he hasn't.
What happened? No, he hasn't,
He hasn't taken
damage.
any damage.
But he does currently have disadvantage on an attack. Because he was viciously mocked. Oh, no, so he must have taken damage then if he got viciously mocked.
Oh, psychic damage, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, yes. Yes, he has taken
Oh, does that do damage? Okay, because that means if he hadn't taken damage, it would be a D8, but if he has, it's a D12. So here it goes. A 7. 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay. So could you explain what the bugbear is hearing?
He's the only one that hears a really creepy, sad-sounding bell tolling his doom, and I guess he would just feel the sense of onrushing doom and his death coming towards him.
Yeah, and it's enough. It's enough to have him lose the grip on both the axe and Loris's head as well. And he's just kind of like looking around. Where's my little notes here? He's just like, "Hey, can anyone else this is really sad sounding bell, guys. What's happening?" And he's kind of confused. He's looking around at the moment, and he's taken a bit of damage, but he's feeling weaker, but he's not really sure why. Also, we just got a nice little cheer from Random Origins. We all know what that means. Is he's got an inspiration point that he can give to someone at some point. Just in case he wasn't aware, you've actually got 2. You've got 2 to give out, which you haven't ticked off yet. Cool. Anything else, Baron?
Go over here and think about a jade monkey skull. That's all.
Okay. It's the goblin's turn now. And he's clutching at his side and he's looking. He's not getting up. He's looking up at Sig, and he's just like, "Please, no! Don't hurt me, please! I'm nothing. I'm no one. You don't need to hurt me." And he's kind of like looking really pitiful up at you, Sig. He's not doing well. He starts coughing and holding onto his side and just lays back down. And closes his eyes, and it's over to Mirakin.
It's just like Billy Goblin all over again. I suspect he won't find any mercy from Sig this time either. There's not too much I can do, I fear. I do not wish to attack this poor, pathetic goblin. It seems his business is with Sig, not myself. I shall instead try Thorn Whip again on the creature that seems to be battling Loros.
Okay.
All right. I shall cast Thorn Whip. I've rolled a 15.
And that is not enough.
Ooh.
This thing sort of just shoots out and glances off the bugbear. Sorry, just doing something here. Yeah, glances off the bugbear, and it's maybe because he saw it happen to one of his friends that maybe he was a little more ready for it this time. The same trick twice. You one of them, are you? Yeah, you're gonna have to do better than that to beat old Georg. Yeah, don't worry about me. Yeah.
I got predictable.
Yeah. Okay. Did you want to do any movement, or are you good for that?
I'll stay hunkered behind the door.
Okay, cool. Loris.
Question first. The chill touch thing, I forget. How long does the feeling of cold last? Probably more to
Oh.
Baron.
The hand is gone now. It only lasts until the end of that turn, I think.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay. I'm trying. I've got so many ideas running through my head, and they've all been screwed up because you attacked them. So thanks, guys. Anywho, so kind of still feeling a bit chilled and cold and stuff, and this bugbear is kind of looking quite tasty. For some reason, I'm just sort of seeing him, and he's just looking really, really like good food. So I'm going to drop my axe and essentially just kind of reach out for him and grab grab his head in my hands, and I'm going to pull him up, and I'm going to take a bite out of his head.
All right, we're going to do another strength check on this one, because obviously he's going to be trying to stop you from doing this.
That's fine.
He's a strong boy.
I rolled a 13.
Yeah, unfortunately, the bugbear, as you grab his head, he grabs both of your hands and just kind of pulls them away from his head.
Fucking bugbears.
Yeah. And launches your hands back at you. And it is the bugbear's. It is the bugbear's turn.
How big are bugbears?
They're not big, but they're strong.
Yeah. I'm going to say this one's sitting at about a good 5.5 foot. So he's pretty small in comparison to 7'2".
Oh, I thought they were like 6 foot something. Okay.
They
They're a bit
vary.
smaller than I thought.
They
They're
vary.
like
Big
strong
bears.
like monkeys, though.
Yeah.
Little
yeah.
monkeys are real strong.
Right, yeah.
And it is the bugbear's turn. Is there anything else you wanted to do, Loris?
If he attacks me, like if he continues, I've put my weapon down. I'm kind of guessing that he's going to attack me again. If he does attack me, I'm basically going to go in for a bite. So if he gets his head anywhere or anything close to me, I'm just going to bite him.
It's
kind of my plan.
He reaches down and grabs your axe.
Good on him, trying lifting him. All right, yeah, cool.
I mean, he's matched you in strength across.
Yeah.
This.
Good on him.
And he just brings the axe up across you. So he's basically attacking you with your own axe.
Oh, nice.
And he rolls a 16.
That is a hit.
Oh, that's a hit. What's the damage on the axe?
Axe roll.
D12, isn't it?
1d12, yeah, plus whatever, yeah. So plus a strength modifier.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's with a full swing, though, right?
It's yeah.
Oh yeah, you'd expect so.
He's cut you through with a 4 damage, so it's not too bad of a cut.
Should learn how to use it.
Yeah. This is mine now, mate. This is your bloody demise, isn't it? You did this. And he gives you a big snarl. And we go back to Gil.
Gil lets out a large exclamation. Two-Finger John is not enough. And he runs into the room and tries to stab this bugbear with his rapier.
Brian taking notes as usual.
And rolls a 10.
A 10 is not enough. You sort of alerted him to you as you came running in. He just sees this half elf just kind of like scamper into the room and jut out the rapier, and he just kind of like watches it soar straight past him into the sort of the wall behind him.
That's my turn.
Cool. Sig, you've got a little goblin kind of pleading for its life to you, basically right in front of you, and a bugbear screaming in agony to the beard on the left. And I forgot to have the bugbear's turn, but that's all right. We'll move past that.
So Sig hollers down to the goblin at his feet. Spend your energy on bleeding, fool. And goes for another stab.
All right, roll with advantage.
Sig rolls a 17.
17. I think that's going to be enough. It is. That is more than enough. And with a 11 damage, you've sent this poor little goblin well into the afterlife. You bring that sword straight into its chest, and it goes through with ease thanks to the previous wound. And all life just drains from his eyes. He goes limp, and our little goblin friend is dead in his own piss and blood.
A friend to none. As a bonus action, Sig will flick the blood from his sword and aim it at the bugbear with the burnt berries.
Great. Okay, Baron, back at you.
Oh, wow. They're still alive. Okay. I'm going to come up to the door here, poke my head around, and I'm going to shoot the one next to Sig with Chill Touch. So,
Look out, Sig.
yeah. You're getting your axe touched. So I rolled at 18.
Unfortunately, with Sig's frame sort of blocking the way, the amount of cover this bugbear has is just a little too. There's not enough view to really see him, and you don't really get a good shot with this chill touch, and you do end up missing, unfortunately.
Two-finger John is definitely not enough in this case. So, all right, I'm gonna stay here.
Okay. Let's get rid of our goblin friend. Mirakin, back to you.
I'm very frightened. And I think I smell piss. Disgusting. But, dear Loris is in the way, and I can't really see what's going on. Oh. I fear rushing in is foolish, and I shall ready an attack.
All right, what are you waiting for?
If I see any of my comrades attacked and I see an opening, I'm going for it.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Loris, back to you.
Okay, so this bugbear is still looking pretty tasty to me. So he's got my axe, right? And he's just cut me with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good on him. And he said something about it being his axe now, as far as I recall. But he's still, as far as I'm like, he's all I'm seeing is burger in front of me, and I'm like, this guy looks like a burger. I'm just going in for the burger kill. So.
It's like a Looney Tunes episode.
Yeah. As the bugbear's head just kind of starts fading away, and a burger sits on top of his head.
Like the McDonald's kind of burgle that one of those characters. So it was just the big stand-up burger with burger. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of seeing in front of me right now.
Wasn't that Officer Big Mac or something?
Yeah. Something like that. I don't know.
Oh, was
it quarter pounder? Either way, I'm seeing a pretty juicy burger in front of me on a body, and I'm just like, I'm going in for it. So I'm going to go in for a bit of a bear hug, so I can just going to grab him around him. I'm pretty sure my arms will reach around him, and so I can get in as close as I can to his neck area. And,
sure.
And
all right. We'll give you another strength check.
Yeah, I figured that.
He's a strong little bugbear.
Yeah, he's a bugbear. Of course he's strong.
Yeah.
He's just trying to screw me out. Oh, 14.
Yes. With the axe in the bugbear's hands, he just manages to not really get a hold of you, and your arms just wrap around him. So he's pinned within your grasp now.
Cool.
We're going to roll for bite.
It'll be an unarmed attack as well. I'll roll this. I haven't queued up a bite. I wasn't planning on this. It's 12.
I'm gonna say the roll doesn't matter. We'll say you get it. You're not gonna miss him. He's up close. You've got him basically face to face. So we'll say that you bite down. Do you want to describe where you're biting him?
So I'm kind of from what I can see, it looks like I'm biting into a juicy burger. But I guess if you sort of think I've got him wrapped up, so I'm kind of reaching into the side of his neck like a vampire would, really. But so I'm kind of gonna.
Yeah.
Taking his burger bite as I can.
Right, it is Officer Big Mac, by the way.
Obviously, yeah, there we go.
Wait a minute. What about Mayor McCheese? Don't forget Mayor McCheese.
Mayor McCheese. That's right. You can't forget.
Are there two?
Yeah, there's Officer Big Mac.
Oh my god, there's a whole lot
It's
of them. Disgusting.
McNugget buddies.
Well,
I'm
And
seeing
Grimace.
Big Mac.
Grimace would be freaky if
I don't-
Grimace showed up.
I don't think Loris was biting into the bugbear's nuggets, so we'll take. He instead
Not
reaches
yet.
down and just bites a big, like a Goliath-sized bite out of the bugbear's cheek, and the bugbear is just oh my god, what's going on? And he's freaking out. But he's still grappled. He is still grappled.
Cool.
And we'll move to the bugbear's thing. He's obviously going to try and break out of this grapple. So I guess that's just a strength. I suppose that's another strength test, isn't it? A lot of these strength checks. Give us one more there, Loris.
Sure. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it's a decent one.
It's not.
It's not. It's an 8.
Okay, cool. So he kind of like with that bite, he just freaks out, just flexes and bursts the grab that you have on him, and I don't know. I think he that's classified as an action, isn't it? He can't have another action on top of that. So let's have a look. Is there anything else?
Breaking a hold, is that an action? Maybe.
I imagine so, right? John, what do you reckon? That's an action, right?
I'm not sure.
Roll for action.
The shove is classed as an
Escaping
action.
a grapple. A grapple creature can use its action to escape.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, cool. So he's managed to bust out of your grapple, and he just brings the axe up above his head. So he's wide open for his next move.
And that has triggered my reaction as I see him threaten my friend. Yes?
Yeah, but
I'm seeing your eyes narrow.
I'm looking.
No?
He's gonna be in like 3/4 cover here, actually like almost full cover, considering Baron's in your way, Loris is in your way, the wall
I
is
haven't
kind of
seen
in your way. Yeah, I don't think
Bounce
you've
it off
seen
the
this.
ceiling.
Not even peeping around the corner.
You've got a lot of people in front of you. You've got a big 7-foot Goliath standing in between you and the bugbear.
All right, I'll accept this.
I mean, you could take a shot, but you'd have to have a pretty high roll to attack.
You don't know what my shot is.
Oh, okay. I want you to please take your turn.
So can we establish that I can
You've looked
somewhat
around,
see the bugbear threatening Loros?
you've looked around the corner. You can just see this axe being raised up above Loris's head,
But I
and you-
cannot
and
see
you-
the bugbear.
and you know that's not Loris holding that axe.
All right. Well, I shall use my bonus action to cast Misty Step. As you see me wrap a veil across myself, which I disappear into the air and reappear on the bugbear's shoulders behind him
Brilliant.
Okay.
with my dagger in my hand.
Yes.
And hopefully with advantage,
Yeah.
with
you're
the
gonna-
element of surprise,
Yeah, you're going to get
attempt.
advantage.
I shall attempt to plunge my dagger into him, although we shall see how that goes. Give me a moment to roll. Please. And I yell out, "Don't hurt my friends!"
Oh,
Oh no! I want to do it myself.
And it is.
I'm so glad that you rolled with advantage.
oh, true. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm kind of gutted she had advantage.
Yeah, that crit fail
was
gone straight into my forehead.
Okay.
You're literally standing
That
that
would've been
close to me.
all right.
you would have been
So
a 1.
I would have rolled a critical fail, but since I had an advantage, I rolled a paltry 8.
Lots of
Okay.
that's much better.
Trash.
You're now sitting on a bugbear's shoulders.
Yeah.
Screaming.
Like a party.
You've just added like cream and cheese to Loris's burger.
So yeah, you have managed to like land on top of the right person's shoulders, but you're facing the wrong way. You've got your crotch in his face, and you bring you've gone around the wrong way, and you bring the blade, and with that confusion, you strike down, but you miss completely just with the
Oh
confusion.
dear lord! Well, this
That's
is
going to
going
make
to
us hard
be
to
must be
attack.
a serious disadvantage.
Wait,
You know, I
sorry,
can't
sorry.
speak.
There was a lot of talking there. What was that? Sorry,
Sorry.
Dave.
I think we both, Baron and I, had the same idea, but that must mean the bugbear is at serious disadvantage. given he's got an elf in front of his face. He literally cannot see anything.
It's going to be very hard for him to take his next turn with an elf's crotch right in his face, for sure.
I'm very frightened.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave you to describe that one. That's
yeah. Just as you sort of come back around the other side of the wall there, American, you do sort of just hear sort of off in the distance a little bit. You hear a oh, now let's see if I can find where they've gone to. And Gil.
Not now.
And Gil.
thanks, Random Origins.
Gil, it is your turn.
Seeing American like appear in front of me, Gil kind of at first is taken aback and then says, the flow of spring welcomes her, and then tries to stab
Cool.
the bugbear.
Roll to hit.
I rolled a 19.
Yeah, perfect.
20 with advantage.
20 with advantage. So either of those really work. The rapier, sort of like in the confusion, he's kind of opened himself up. He's got his arms up, and he's got an elf like in his face, so his arms aren't really going anywhere either. And you've found like a spot under in like his arm, in the softness of his armpit, and that rapier just kind of like pierces directly in, and sort of pushes sort of almost into his chest cavity. So he takes 8 damage. And he drops. He ends up with that. He drops the axe behind him, and he kind of, with the elf still on his face, kind of just like is up against the wall. He gets pushed back up against the wall now.
I hate this.
Is he dead or?
No. He's still alive. But he's not looking good though.
It's not even 9 o'clock, and it's gotten incredibly dicey.
Sig, we're back to you. You've got the blade pointed directly at this bugbear screaming on the bed. He hasn't had a turn because you've basically you've really stopped him from wanting to move right now.
Sig will capitalize on this momentary advantage in the battle and use his sword to try and lop off one of the bugbear's ankles.
Oh, please roll to hit.
An 8 with advantage goes to 11.
Yeah, you've somehow, with the squirming that he's doing, you've missed completely. I'm not sure how, but you certainly have. Oh dear. Okay, so
This is not going to be our night for rolls.
Okay, and just so you know, we have had a pretty big cheer just come through from Maxim Delavinci.
What are you doing?
This has left us in a very, very interesting situation.
This mean?
Interesting. Yeah.
We'll find out what that means. I know what that means.
We're in no position for cheering and random goblins appearing right now.
Yeah, but you kind of are. So
Well, we physically may be in this position, but we're in no... Well, I'm certainly not. I'm in no position to deal with this.
Yeah. So I'm just moving. Here we go. So Sig, how much? So you missed that, and he's still squirming and screaming in agony. Maxime, thank you so much. So we'll see how this plays out. Baron,
The DM thanks you. Do we?
I don't know if you guys want to thank.
We should thank her, but yeah.
But you really don't want to. You're like,
We don't
Thank
want
you.
to. Thanks so much.
Okay, Baron, back to you.
Okay. Did I see this guy? This is it Billy Goblin? Can I see him, or did I just hear him?
You just heard him. You heard him back up the stairs from where you came.
Okay, because looking on the map there's a Billy Goblin. Is that not where he is?
Oh, sorry, yeah, but your character wouldn't be able to see him from. I see.
Okay.
I see you've zoomed out a little there, Shannon. So no, you can. you won't be able to see him from there.
Okay, just checking. All right. But the sound did freak me out, I think.
Oh yeah, you definitely heard it coming from up the stairs.
I know that voice, maybe. I'm going to run away from the voice and into with everybody else. And I'm going to jump on the bed.
Okay.
I'm not going to get under the blankets or anything, but I am going to do poison spray.
Poison spray. Nice.
Yes. So I'm just going to reach into my pocket, pull out some innocuous-looking chalk or something, and when I spray it, it becomes a noxious magical spell poison, and it goes 10 feet. So I'm going to attack this guy.
And it's not. It doesn't go everywhere in 10 foot. It's not like a radius or anything.
It can only attack one person.
Okay. Cool.
So they have to make a saving throw.
What kind of saving throw?
Oh no, sorry. Oh no, I've clicked the wrong one. Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, we did not do very well. I'm going to blame the pain that he's in.
Blame the pain.
Blame the pain.
Okay. Did that roll? I clicked something. Just went crazy.
And that's the damage?
An 8. 8 damage.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, as he's rolling around, the sort of the noxious, the toxic gas or whatever, poison gas, flows over him, and he breathes it in, and you can see him kind of coughing and spluttering, and as he's coughing, blood's coming out of his mouth and blood's squirting out from arteries in his legs, and he's not looking too good either. But he's still alive.
But he's not dead. Oh, he's still alive. Okay, I'm gonna pick up the pillow and just sort of crouch down.
Yeah, cool. All right, it is the goblin's turn. Sig, what you notice first is that there's a hand that grabs onto your ankle, and
oh god,
and down on your side, this massive cut in this goblin next to you is still kind of just bleeding and oozing, but his eyes are locked onto you, and he just kind of like pulls himself up your legs and pulls himself until he's face to face with you, and he just goes to bite into your face.
We've got a zombie goblin. That is awesome.
So he's gonna roll to hit.
Oh,
He's rolled a 13.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, you manage to turn your head, and he bites into some of the chainmail that you've got, and he just sinks his teeth in. But he doesn't seem to stop. He's just sort of like clinging onto it, like really trying to get into it. Something, and as he's pulled himself up, like the lower half of him just seems to, where you've cleaved him, just opens more and more. Like he just doesn't even seem to notice this.
Baron's going to be loving this.
Yeah. And another, well, you guys can see that there's been another goblin moving a little closer outside. You can hear again just that kind of like, I can smell them somewhere. I'm going to take a little look downstairs. You can all hear this coming from the doorway. Mirakin, back to you.
Yes, well, I find myself sitting on a bugbear's face. So I don't like that. So my first thing will do would be to jump off and get away. And she's very, very angry at how this situation has developed. And you just sort of start seeing a bit of like golden color looking into her hair as she just gets furious at the humiliation of the situation. And so she'd like to use a bonus action again to activate double wielding and take out 2 daggers this time. Ooh. And go for it with renewed vigor and go for the double dagger stab.
Okay. Give us, click that twice, one for each dagger.
Jeez.
And we're going to take advantage on both. I mean, you're still on top of this, guys. You're in this guy's face, quite literally.
And I'm angry.
Yeah.
Oh, double 20. Nice.
Double
Oh.
20. Yeah, that's
For
perfect.
5 piercing damage and then 6 piercing damage.
Do you want to explain? Because I mean, this is Dunaman. Do you want to explain exactly what you've done with these daggers?
I like to think that she's whipped around as she jumped off his face and just saw pure rage at the humiliation, and just grabbed a dagger in one hand and pulled the other one up in the other hand and just went, right into his eyes.
Right.
No
Yeah.
one gets that.
Yeah, and they've both just sunk into each of his eye cavities, and you kind of do it as you sort of dismount him. And as you land down on the ground, you're dragging the daggers and his skull down with you, and you're basically standing there looking down at this bugbear's face, screaming at it while blood pours out of its lifeless face. It is now dead.
Oh, the big man.
That was pretty good.
That's my
She's
big
just
deal.
she's like,
Loris, you've just seen this happen right in front of you. She's taken down your kill.
Yeah, so
What would you like to
Loris
do?
is. So basically, what I've seen is this child-like thing has landed on my burger and has now started cutting into it. So I'm just like standing here watching this child eat my burger, and I'm not impressed about it because I found this burger. It's my burger. I want it. So not wanting to hurt American or anything like that, I actually don't. I'm not even sure I recognize her as American right now. All I see is just this childlike creature has landed in front of me, started wailing on my burger and cutting it up, and to me it looks like she's just kind of slicing it up to eat. And it's like, it's my meal, I paid for it. Damn it, get out of my way. So I'm kind of just going to shove her away gently. I'm just going to move her away and grab its head and continue eating, because all I see is burger. I'm just going to wail in on this, this thing. I'm hungry. This child is cutting into my burger. I'm just going to push American aside and just sit down and munch on.
Yeah, you don't have to roll for that. You just sort of take a position next to its dead body, and you're just holding.
No, I'm sitting on its chest.
Are you sitting on its chest?
I'm sitting on its chest, and I'm.
Yeah, and you're just slowly taking big Goliath bites out of this dead burger.
Looks like burger.
The two
tastes like
sides of the
burger.
room are quite similar, aren't they? Like someone's munching on someone on this side of the room, and Robin's munching on the second side of the room.
Party all around.
It's the bugbear's turn, and he's choking from this gas, and he's bleeding out from between his legs, and he knows he's got to get out of this sort of situation, and the only way through is going to be past Sig. So he's just going to sort of try and sort of push Sig against the wall and make his way past. So we'll do a little strength check. It is going to be an advantage for the bugbear, since you do have this goblin on your face. So can you roll just a strength check, please?
Sig rolls a 16.
Okay, cool. So yeah, the bugbear pushes you to the side, and he starts racing for this door. He kind of gets in behind. I'm just going to move you a little bit there, Loris, since you're sitting on this thing's chest.
Sure.
He does run past, giving you an attack of opportunity as he does so.
So Sig slashes out wildly as the bugbear pushes past him and rolls a 14.
14 is a miss. It kind of just clangs into the wall as the goblin on your face is kind of obscuring a bit of your view. Yeah, and the bugbear makes its way into the hallway, getting obviously another attack of opportunity from Gil.
At all the 10.
And you just kind of swipe out with your rapier behind you and miss as the bugbear makes its way out of the door, out of the room. But we are back to you, Gil.
Is the goblin prone?
The goblin is up on Sig's face, basically. His face, he's crawled up and he's holding on to Sig, and he's face to face with Sig, trying to eat through the chainmail.
So is he grappling Sig?
He's not grappling. He's just holding on. He's not trying to contain Sig or anything. He's literally just climbed up and held on.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to run up here. I'm going to strike out with my rapier again to see if I can down this bugbear.
Mm-hmm.
And they roll a 14 this time.
Cool. That kind of just glances off one of the belts that he's got on him. It's this guy's proving hard to hit. Unfortunately, that is a miss.
In that
Quality
case, I slam the door shut behind him, and I call out to the group. That stolen figurine, it lies ahead. With what future, we do not know.
Cool. Cool. Sig, back to you.
A part of Sig's brain hears what Gil has just yelled, and he just yells out, "What?" as he knocks the goblin on his face with his shield to then slash with his sword.
Cool. Roll to hit.
Sig rolls a 24.
That is absolutely a hit. And 8 damage as well. That's a decent hit. So you basically push this goblin back into the spot where he was lying before, and he's just sort of he's still snarling up at you, and you bring your sword through the upper part of what's left of him, trying to just like dislodge the lower half from him. And you manage to do so, but he's still snarling and swinging at you as well. But you have done some decent damage to him. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Baron, back to you.
Okay. Is there any way that I can tell what's up with this guy? He's come back to life.
Depends what you like. What are you trying to
I
make?
know
Maybe an
why-
arcana check, maybe?
Okay. Should I do that?
Yeah, please.
Okay. An 11 would have been a 25.
That would
if
have
it was
been
the other
nice,
one.
wouldn't it? An 11, you can't quite, you can tell. Maybe it's just your experience in dabbling in like necromancy that you realize something's not quite right. That like a half goblin is crawling up Sig and then trying to eat into his flesh. You're not sure exactly what kind of magic is being used here. But you know
Something's off.
But you know something's not quite right here.
I just dabble.
Yeah.
Is that my action or a bonus action?
That'll be a bonus action.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to attempt to do a chill touch on the goblin that is trying to eat Sig. So it's I'll roll it. 11.
Your rolls are not good tonight. That is a miss. That chill touch.
Oh no! Did I do that wrong? Is that?
We'll give you advantage. Can you roll it one more time because he's prone on the ground again. So
Oh,
yeah,
I just thought I'd done the roll wrong. Oh, 20.
that's definitely a hit.
Chill touch.
And what's the damage on that one?
It's a D8, so it's 4 damage.
Okay, cool. So yeah, your chill touch. Is there any certain part of his upper body that you're trying to aim this at?
Probably in his intestines.
Oh, cool. So
If they're hanging out.
yeah, they're definitely hanging out. So they suddenly just like darken as your chill touch grabs hold of his intestines, and Sig can see from his point of view that the darkness of the intestines, the necrotic damage that you're doing, just kind of like shoots up inside the torso of this goblin, and again the life goes from this goblin's eyes, and that goblin is dead once more.
Okay. I'm going to throw the pillow on it.
Okay, cool. It is the goblin's turn. all you can really hear is a bit of movement outside this door that Gil has closed. American, back to you. So all you're really aware of is that you did hear a familiar voice coming down those stairs. You can hear some shuffling outside the door, and Gil is pressed up against the door.
Right. Well,
And of course,
I'm
Loris is eating a bugbear in front of you.
I'm just standing there seeing Loros having a bit of a Mayor McCheese moment.
His
And
face is covered in
like a
blood.
burger.
Right? He's literally
burger.
all in, face deep in this thing. His arms are covered in blood. Face is bloody. He's got bits
Oh,
Yeah,
hanging
Loris is
out of
like-
his mouth. He's just chowing down on this. He's just literally loving life.
Loris is like licking the blood off his fingers
Oh,
like
no.
it's like sauce. Yeah, yeah.
oh.
On top.
American just starts screaming, "The spirits! He's depraved! Help! Loris has gone insane. He's finally cracked." Ah. And just calls out to everyone in the room, try to get their attention to the fact that Loris is committing cannibalism.
He's not one of my kind. He's an animal.
He's a burger.
He's a
Adjacent,
burger.
cannibalism adjacent.
Anything else you'd like to do in your turn, American?
So I do hear some kind of scuffle outside, and I'm
Yeah.
aware that Gil has closed the door also.
Mm.
So I would like to stand at the ready as well.
Okay.
I shall ready in action, just in case that door should burst open.
Okay. Loris, back to you.
So hearing Merkin scream, not really paying much attention, but if I look over, see this child screaming as if I've taken his food away. So I kind of, you look like a child. So he kind of just chuckles away, carries on looking, and he pulls it, reaches deep into the chest or into the throat of this thing because he's kind of eating around its face, and pulls out its Adam apple and offers it to Merkin. Like, child, here. And continues kind of just ripping bits of pieces of this burger and eating.
Okay.
Thoroughly enjoying myself. This is tasting great. This is the best meal I've had in ages.
All right, so it's the bugbear's turn, and we're just going to just make him disappear. You guys don't know where he is anymore. And we are back to Gil.
So you can see Gil leaning against the door, kind of breathing heavily. Utter nonsense is a storyteller without equal. And he just looks disgusted in Loris's direction. And that's it.
Okay. Wow. All right. What we'll say at the end of this round, I'm going to say that the effects of Gil and Loris's withdrawals are starting to wane. Okay. Sig, back to you.
Sig knows just what to do at a time like this, and he spends the next 6 seconds hacking the limbs off the dead goblin that tried to climb up his face.
Okay, cool. Baron.
Well,
It's like a murder room.
Yeah.
This is
so
horrific.
I hadn't even noticed until now that Loris was eating the other person's face. I was sort of consumed by the side of the room. So yeah, that's concerning.
It's good burger, Baron. You should try some.
I don't know what to do. I'm just going to sort of crouch down on the bed and try and figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay. Everyone's kind of just given up their turns. You can hear a scrabbling at the door now, and there's kind of there's a muffled. I know you're in there. I can smell you. And he starts a strength check against the door, against the weight of Gil. Can you give us a strength roll, please, Gil? Random Origin
Not
said they've broken the party. I kind of agree.
Do I have advantage or anything given I'm leaning against the door?
You don't need it. Let's just say he rolled really badly, so you don't need it. So it's okay. So the door pushes a little bit, and just your leaning against it is more than enough to hold back the weight of the other side, of whatever's on the other side. We've also just been given another chair from Maxime, so she has a point of inspiration to give to someone if need be. Because my God, you guys need it. Here's hoping it doesn't go to one of the.
Can I just like quickly call out to the group and just say, the last sentence you saw is often pregnant.
Okay. With that, American, we're back to you.
American has heard the vicious goblin or something outside the door. Can hear it trying to get in. So she takes her short bow off her back and readies it at the door.
Before you go, Random Origins has given you an inspiration point as well.
Oh, very nice. She calls out to Gil and says, Gil, if you release the door, I have something for the thing that's on the other side. And she's just holding the arrow at the ready.
Yeah, nice. Okay, Loris, you're starting to feel a little better. A little, not completely, but things
must be the burger that I'm eating. It's clearly making me feel better. So haze clearing a little bit. Still feeling a bit woozy. Still kind of chowing down. I've got a finger in my hand, kind of looking at it. Doesn't look like a chip, but it tastes a bit better. Kind of looking around the room, seeing everyone kind of looking a bit oddly American with this disgusted look on her face. She looks like American now, but not the child, so I'm kind of confused as well. It's like, what's going on here? Not sure what I need to be doing, so I'm kind of looking down. I'm covered in obviously blood and guts and gore, and I'm just like, this is weird. Just gonna look at American, hang my head, kind of grab my axe. This is what I need, and I'm feeling a bit better that I've got my axe in my hand again.
Yeah.
I've still got a bugbear finger in my hand. I'm just sort of sucking on it like it's a popsicle sort of.
Okay. By the time we get back to you, Loris, you're going to be fully aware of what's in your hand and what's kind of been half devoured up against the wall. It's the bugbear's turn, but we're just going to skip past that. Gil, back to you. And you're starting to clear up as well, a little bit. You're almost there.
Hearing American, I kind of, so my back's pressed against the wall at the moment. I just kind of roll my right shoulder over towards this side and just like lean up against this wall again, waiting for the door to spring open. And I just call back, the narwhal beacons at midnight.
Okay, cool. When we get back to you, Gil, your speech will be all cleared up. I think you're going to start feeling a little better now. Sig, we're back with you.
So Sig has heard the foul words of his nemesis on the air. Mm-hmm. And after he's finished hacking up the goblin at his feet, he turns around and stands on the side of the door, ready to attack whatever comes through. And with his remaining action, he will look at Gil and be like,
Gil just looks at him and just goes,
Sig worried.
For those who are listening and not watching, there was a lot of body language of what's going on, and I've got my eyes on you. So, Baron, we're back to you. You've just murdered this poor goblin. Oh, the poor zombie goblin.
Yeah, I will just have my notebook out, and I'm just writing that Gil has fallen into hallucinations, seems to be talking gibberish, and Loris has gone full-on psychotic, full psychotic breakdown, possibly due to ill drug effects of the narcotic, but. Yeah, I'm going to ready in action in case anything comes through that door. I'm going to shoot it.
Okay, cool. And in one sort of like quick motion, that door just gets like kicked open. And what you guys can see through the doorway is just like this abomination of a goblin. It's got like its body parts are all barely hanging on. There are some bits that are just straight up missing. And like the head is kind of balanced on its neck, but looks like it could just like roll off at any point. And your good friend Billy Goblin lets out a like, "Here's Billy!" And as soon as you see him, American's arrow flies. So can we get a roll from that?
Yes, there is Billy. I've got something for Billy. And do I choose to use my advantage before or after?
No, you don't need to.
You don't need to. You mean to?
5.
When it comes to inspiration, you have to announce it before you roll, but you don't need to. You just got like a crit. As Billy just like bursts through this door, we'll say, and he does burst in, so we'll have him he kicks in and lands sort of one step in here. This arrow just flies as his mouth is open, just penetrates the his mouth cavity and knocks the head down behind him, doing 7 damage, which is great. And almost instantly following that, Sig's sword comes slicing towards him. Can we roll to attack for that as well, please?
Sig rolls a 17 as he slashes downwards to his foe.
Yeah, and that slashes down into sort of the neck meats of him, but that it's soft meat. This is not healthy meat anymore, and it just cleaves a line straight through the torso of Billy Goblin, and each side of him just kind of like falls apart. And there goes Billy Goblin. That was a fast with 11 damage. That was brutal. So there we go. And just so you're aware, as of right now, the battle is over.
Perfect timing.
There's always just one that got away, though, isn't there?
Sig will bend down, take his knife out, cut off another finger from Billy Goblin.
Yeah.
Put it into his pouch. So he now has 2.
I'm just gonna update my notes now. He's missing 2 fingers. Okay.
I'm gonna pop outside and just look around to see if I can see the missing bugbear.
Okay, cool. You're not really seeing any. You can't see any bugbear out here, but you do notice. Actually, can you give me a perception check?
Perception. I rolled a 17.
Yeah, you've noticed like the dripping of blood leading to the door in front of you. You've got a pretty clear idea of where that bugbear's gone.
I think I motioned to Loris to follow me, and I follow the blood trail.
Loris is currently got his head in his hands, kind of sobbing. He's just kind of come to realize what the hell is going on, and all he can see is this bloodied, semi-eaten face in front of him. It doesn't really look like a bugbear. He's not actually sure what it is, but he's kind of realizing that he's eaten a good chunk of it, and he's just kind of quietly hidden his hands, sobbing to himself quietly because he's just really disappointed in himself with what kind of, well, he thinks he did it normally. He's not really sure how the hell it's happened, but yeah, he didn't see you.
Okay.
American, which direction is the blood going?
Sorry, the blood is heading north to the door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
So if it's heading that way, I'll pop back into the room.
Okay.
And just call out and say, we may have a problem. The
What kind of
bugbear,
problem?
the bugbear that escaped. He's headed deeper into the fortress.
Oh no, he'll alert others. They'll be coming for us.
Yes.
Shall we give chase? We could run right into a trap.
I'm worried about Gil. He seems crazy.
I'm worried about Loris. He seems very crazy.
I assure you, I'm fine. What is wrong?
What was all
that-
that about the narwhal? What?
Something about a pregnant sentence. I didn't get that one.
Two
Let's
finger
get
John.
Gil.
Yeah, you guys
Was
are
it one
seeing
of your
that
songs?
Gil has no
this some
idea what you guys are talking about.
Some kind of bard thing? Is it some kind of improv? It's not really the time.
I think you are acting crazy. What is the point of this? We have, as they say in Waterdeep, bigger fish to fry. Do we not?
Now you're making sense. I
Sid's
think.
gonna look to American and be like, "It must have been a terrible song."
Something wrong with his brain?
My
Whatnot?
songs are never terrible.
I see Loris has been reduced to a shell of himself. I'm very concerned.
I would say if anyone is
Oh, sorry, finish
going
off what you're saying.
crazy,
Sorry.
it's surely the man eating the bugbear.
Yes. Very frightening indeed.
What have I become? It's a finger. Loris is beside himself. He just is like, now that you're looking at him, he's remembering the disappointment in American's face and kind of the shock, and he's just like utterly disgusted with himself that he's going to take some time to console, I think.
All right, so what do
We
you
need
guys...
you, Loros. We will all die without your assistance.
That's if I don't eat you.
I'll be keeping my distance, don't you worry.
All right, time is ticking. You don't know where that bugbear is head off to. What would you guys like to do?
Baron, thoughts? Have you ever seen mind magics like this?
Mind magics? Is that what you said?
Yes, well, I mean, I assume that's what has influenced Loros here.
Yeah, not exactly like that, but it does seem like you're suffering some nasty effects. I'm just still scribbling down notes in my book. It can only be caused by the Nothic's eyeball.
There's no time for notes. As we
I
speak,
thought
the
I was eating a burger.
towards us to kill us all. Do we give chase or set up a trap? Sig?
Yeah, I agree.
I'm ready to attack and follow out that one that got away. Who else is ready to fight? I can't judge your abilities from here. You look kind of messed up.
I say we delegate martial law to the one with the most expertise in these matters. Sig, you lead us.
Indeed. Follow behind me if you can, and if not, rest in this room. And Sig goes through the open door, moves towards the north hallway, and opens the door in front of him.
Okay.
I shall follow.
Let's reveal what you guys see. Let's have a quick look. Okay. Just going to draw this little area. It should be right. So basically, in front of you in this room, you can see the bugbear. There's a trail of blood leading right up to him, and he's kind of like fallen half onto this table. And this table is kind of looks a little worn. The chairs all look kind of worn. There's chairs scattered around, and you can see what looks like kind of money. There's money and drinks and stuff sitting on that table. Some kind of small stones sitting on the table. It looks like there was some kind of game or something being played here. But that's what you can see from where you are.
Perhaps we could take a short break.
Okay.
Wait, is that guy dead?
He's unconscious. Well, he looks unconscious from where you guys are. Did we want to take a 5-minute break? Or did you guys want to actually take like a short rest? Like, what do you?
I mean, a 5-minute break.
Okay, let's take a 5-minute break. And we can see what happens from there. So what we'll do is we'll chuck you guys back onto the landing page.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, cool. Everyone can go grab themselves a drink if they need a drink.
What about a drink?
Maybe a drink? Or I think maybe Reese is going to get some ice cream.
I've eaten enough, thanks. I'm good.
Now we're talking.
Dave, you played that really well. I thought, because earlier in the week you were talking about taking a bite out of the bugbear. Anyway.
Yeah, I was talking about going all Mike Tyson, but that was only if he'd sort of stayed. So if he'd stayed like grappled me, it would have been really easy to kind of grab him by. The plan was that issue was to grab him by the gooch, get him, and kind of get him all surprised. And so and then I was going to bite, and I was going to bite and pull at the same time, so kind of de-sex him and take his ear. But because he got attacked and dropped, it's like ruined all that. And then of course you added the, by the way, you're seeing shit. So I was like, it's his burger.
I liked it because I did.
You have an inspiration point for the cannibalism and ensuing regret.
Yeah. Dave still
Very
has
good.
an inspiration point from last week, actually, when...
I haven't used it.
Yeah. So make sure you remember you've got that one. But yeah, it was interesting. I forgot that's what you were doing. I was like, oh, he's just really getting into this, wanting to take a bite out of this thing. So it wasn't until like it was dead and you went in for more that I'm like, oh, okay, all right, that's cool. That was very good. So I'm very happy with that.
I've sent the DM an image that, if possible, could we share this horrific visage with the stream at large? Is that possible?
Let's bring up.
I want everyone to be able to experience Mayor McCheese in his full glory. Mascot faces are like this amazingly unique horror show to me, and I love it.
Let's have
Especially
a look.
the 70s ones.
Oh,
The
that
what?
is horrible.
From the 70s, especially.
Yeah.
There you go. I just brought it up. I've just brought it up in the
Thank you.
on the stream. So that's Mayor McCheese. Did you see Officer Big Mac as well?
Oh, he looks pretty similarly horrifying.
Yeah, he's got like
But
the Big Mac head.
And I was imagining that was what Loris was seeing in my mind.
Right. I think that's probably pretty accurate.
I'll send through an Officer Big Mac too, just because he's
Oh, good God, yes, Mayor McCheese. I was envisaging that. You remember the toys and the playgrounds they used to have in McDee's?
Yeah.
The Mayor McCheese used to climb up and sort of sit in his head and all this sort of stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it was like a little
They
prison.
had the-
Yeah, it
No,
was like
the
a
prison.
prison.
Wasn't the prison Grimace?
Yes, there
Well,
was
there
the
was
Grimace.
Grimace was a prison you could shake it.
Yeah.
And he was on that kind of would rock, and the Big Mac was the slide.
But Officer Big Mac had like in the part where there was like the meat, I guess it was children.
Yeah.
You could look out.
Yeah, was to really sick.
Oh, right, yeah, you could, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
good.
you could climb up his legs and you could sit in his head, and it was like, yeah,
Yeah.
really
see
sick.
Little
Little windows.
Yeah, what parents were thinking, I have no idea.
No idea.
Letting us play on that shit.
Thank God.
Officer
I
Big
fell
Mac.
off outside.
Officer Big Mac is actually kind of worse because his body is so frighteningly misshapen. Like,
Yeah, and he's
Good.
supposed to be a
Yeah.
policeman, which is like, trust me, I'm a policeman. No,
I'm just gonna grab a drink. One moment.
Oh, yeah, there is that prison there. I remember. It's a Big Mac prison.
yeah.
But yeah, with the Grimace, the whole Grimace one would move.
Grimace
Your
thing
whole
was great.
body.
Like you could sit and just rock it and go absolutely nuts, and the big kids would have it swaying something chronic. There was always
had
one
to
little kid in the middle hanging on for dear life.
yeah, they had to remove those because kids would like get smacked into the bars and break their teeth.
Yeah, I remember these little kids sitting in the middle, just shit, yeah, and then like they'd start getting scared, and there'd just be tears, and these big kids, would,
Good times.
So much
Good times.
so much
Cool.
fun. I love
The
these.
80s childhood experience.
Yeah, you kind of grown up. You want a kid in the
Kill
80s.
you. Kids don't get it, you know?
Yeah, if you haven't survived the 80s, then you just haven't been a kid, right?
Yeah. It doesn't count.
Oh dear. Yeah, so
I've got a whole
basically that's
list
what.
of them, mate.
Yeah, that's
Fly
exactly.
Kids, Early the Early Bird, the Hamburglar,
Yeah.
Sunday, Ronald's
Sunday.
Dog.
Donald's dog.
Ronald's Dog. I've never seen this one. Sunday. You should look at the big. It looks horrifying.
Drop in the
It's like a
Discord.
polar bear or something.
Yeah, chuck him.
Yeah.
Chuck them in the Discord,
Yeah,
which
I'll
is
try
actually a
and
good
get
point.
this.
We should probably mention that we do have a Discord if you guys want to. If you you've just drawn it, that's awesome. Sorry, I just noticed. Yeah, so we've got a Discord if you want to come in and chat with us during the week in regards to D&D or anything really. We discussed the Sonic movie Sonic as well, and how horrific that is.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
Oh,
And
what's
thank
this?
goodness they're changing
Ronald's
it.
Dog.
Ronald's Dog is just horrific. What the hell?
Oh, I can't wait to see.
That's,
that's
not a dog.
horrific.
That's why are they doing this to children?
What do you mean? How did you find this image? Where does that exist?
That looks 90s. Oh, that exists on mcdonalds.fandom.com.
Wow, I love it so
Fandom?
much.
Someone didn't complain about that and redraw it to me? Come on.
Jeez.
Oh, man, that's going to get a cheese rack from me. I love it.
I'm just going over the chat as well, which has been pretty interesting. There's been a lot of goblin emotes, guys. There's been a lot. I think these guys are very hungry to bring goblins into your lives. Yeah, 2 this time, 2 at once, which was new. What else have we got?
Yeah, thanks for the goblins.
Yeah.
I've got this just in case we need it.
Nice. Oh, John, I got a really good. Someone mentioned to me how much they loved the highlight of you drinking the invisibility potion as well. I thought that was fantastic.
Oh, cool.
Someone says greetings from Sweden. Nice cosplay, Frarak. Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just a cardigan and a t-shirt. Oh no, sorry, probably not me that you're talking about.
I made you that hood.
I know.
How
I
dare
I
you?
was not talking about the hood. That's not really cosplay though. That's just me wearing a cool hood. Reese, one thing I noticed, I don't think you've shown off. I don't know. There's like that cool design on your pauldron. Did you ever show that? No, the other one. I don't remember you showing that off. That's awesome.
Yeah, boy.
It's very Warhammer.
That's a nod to Warhammer for sure.
Nice. Random Origins talking about how he'd broken the party, and I kind of agree. There was like a whole round there where like you guys were all just like, I'm gonna sit, and then I'm gonna sit. Oh, there's the invisibility potion. That's so cool. Sock Merchant telling you guys to get good. Although he did really enjoy you rolling the crit on Billy Goblin's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not expect that to happen, actually.
Yeah. Frozen Gnome is quite disturbed by your ice cream eating, Reese. By the intense ice cream eating stare from Mr. Bottom Right. Yeah.
I think with a name like Frozen Gnome, you'd be used to it.
Yeah. That was all for you, Frozen Gnomes. Come on. Are we good? Is it our 5-minute break? We're good to go back? We're back before 9.
Yeah, I was just gonna make a comment on our long-term goal. Help Sildar find his friend Diano. Lol. Tonight's goal. That's been our goal for like 6 weeks.
Ages.
Yeah. Hey,
We haven't even found.
I'm ready to update it when you guys tell me what the long-term goal is.
Oh man, we're so bad at this game.
I think this game is so bad for us.
I
Like,
need,
just
I need
keeps-
that reminder every now and then to actually just look at what the goal is.
Yeah.
That good old boy Yano. We'll find him one
Good
day.
old boy.
Maybe.
Good old boy, Yano.
Before we get back, I guess I'll just say, if you like what you're watching, guys, not you guys are playing, but if you guys, the watchers, are liking what you're seeing, just give us a follow. We've got a Discord that you can come and talk to us about D&D stuff. We've got some Twitter accounts you can follow. We've got a couple of shirts that you can buy that I just chucked up today with Joe's really cool design on them of the characters lined up
Buy
with
them,
pixel
they're cool.
art. Huh?
I just said buy them, wear them, be cool.
Yeah, exactly. Be cool like Dave down there.
Spread the
like
word.
And I'm only going to have them up there for a couple of weeks just to see if people even want them. They might not want them. They might just tell me to go kill myself like they do on the internet. That's what the internet does. They either like what you do or they tell you you're a racist and a homophobe and go kill yourself. So we'll see how that goes.
Wow.
Let's hope for the first.
Your t-shirt's your shit. Go kill yourself. Yeah.
Go kill yourself. All right, so let's go back. You've had your little break. Sig, you've kind of walked up that. Oh, I better put the hood on. You've walked up the corridor towards this door. You've pushed or kicked this door open.
Sig has opened the door and with Caragnolian strategy peeks in a smooch to see the lay of the room.
You're just a smooch, huh? Let's see what.
Kisses
An imperial smooch, no less.
Okay, let's reveal this room and everything that is within these walls. Yeah. So as you smooch your way into this room, you've got a couple of ruffians, these red brands, either side of the door that were waiting, swords raised for any sign of anyone. And they do take you by surprise. So we are going to start the turn order yet again. So click your tokens and let's get an initiative roll going.
Okay, where's my guy? Oh, I remember the click.
It'll be 4.
Sig rolled a 10.
I totally forgot to do the cool animation. So what I meant to say was, just give me an initiative roll. All right, cool. Whatever.
I have rolled a 6.
Okay. Well,
And I'm regretting not scouting ahead.
You're what? You're not what?
Regretting not scouting ahead, but panic got the better of us all, I think.
Oh, this is fun.
Oh yeah, you're going to be a else or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Loris was panic. There was some cold. There was some. I'm not really sure.
Sorry, I'm just having issues. My roll 20 for my DM side of things has decided to disconnect, and I'm not sure why. Thanks.
Oh no!
Internet.
That means we automatically win. Awesome.
All the red brands died. Oh no! What a shame. It's like a Game of Thrones moment, you know. Arya stabs a dagger into the Night King. Sorry for spoilers, but you know.
Oh wow! Yeah, how spoilery is that? That's not.
You should have watched it by now. It's like a week old. You should have
no,
watched it.
like come on. There's literally people watching from America that may not have had a chance to watch it.
No, that was like a week ago. If they haven't watched it, that's tough.
And I think Reese mentioned last week he watches it the next morning on the bus. So
yeah, well, that was still a week ago.
So wait, what? Oh,
Let's quickly move on.
Let's move on.
I've forgotten what he said already.
No one listens to what I say anyway. It doesn't matter.
Well, I hope your memory serves you well on this one, Reese, in true Reese form. Okay. Reese forgets things, so that's cool. So hopefully it works in his. Anyway, so these rebrands have taken you by surprise. So they do get to go first this round, and each ruffian drops their short sword. they drop their sword into Sig, or swing it around into Sig. So we have 2 attacks coming through, and they are attacking with advantage thanks to the surprise. Only one manages to hit. The one on the left kind of swings through and hits the sort of the frame of the door, but the other one kind of comes through as you've kind of been taken surprise from your left. You've opened up to the right, and it comes in and digs into your side, dealing 5 damage.
Oh, shithole.
And you can see some other ruffians, kind of these other red brands, sort of get themselves into position and into combat stance. And so
Asshole.
we miss everybody's turn thanks to the surprise round. And Baron, we're with you.
Can I see them?
You've heard the commotion. There's probably not much you can see. You can probably see the bugbear lying up against the sort of the table. You've seen something swipe out from around the door. But that's
Okay.
about it. From
You
your
mean it's
position.
quite limited
Yeah, from here.
of you? Even if I squat down?
Yeah, squatting isn't going to assist you in this. If you think about it, from here you can kind of see.
We look up the squatting rules.
You can probably. Oh, you might be able to see a little bit of red brand on the left and red brand on the right, just next to the bugbear.
If I try and shoot this bugbear, is that going to be disadvantage or normal?
He's going to be in full cover, so.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be in pretty good cover from there.
All right. So there's nothing I can do. I can't send out my ghostly hand.
What are the rules on your ghostly hand?
I don't think they. Well, I don't know. It's a ranged attack spell, so I don't know if that
Right.
spells have the same as a arrow or what. But if I can't shoot them, there's nothing I can do.
You might. I mean, you can ready an attack for when you can see a bit more, maybe.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, cool.
I'll ready an attack.
Okay.
And if I'm here, can I just pop my head around, or what? Is that still?
Yeah, I mean, you
ready
on your turn
around
you
the
can
corner?
like take a step to make sure you get a decent amount of view. So we can say that your head's sort of like popped around. You can, if you hold the little Alt key, you can place yourself partially.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's me.
Okay, cool. Loris, over to you.
Yeah, so I'm still sort of stood in this room, looking at the carcass of the dead bugbear, looking at my hands, kind of hear the commotion going up. So I sort of decided to follow Sig kind of reluctantly because I'm still sort of disappointed in myself. But I hear the commotion. I can't really see much because Merrican's in my way along with Sig and everyone else. So I'm just gonna, I guess, if Merrican, you're standing at the doorway, aren't you?
Where is
At least I
American?
think you are. I think there's a goblin body underneath you or on top of you.
Oh,
I'm
right.
not sure.
Goblin body, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I should be not under a goblin
There you
body.
go.
Okay, cool. Right.
I'm at the
So if
door.
you'll let me, I'm just going to come. I want to come through to the hallway to there,
Mm-hmm.
and just because I want to be involved. And I'm just going to stand there and be ready. And if I have a javelin in my hand, ready to throw, if say Sig and Gil are out of the way, because obviously I can't see anyone else at the moment.
Okay. Cool. So sorry, I was just checking some of the things coming up for this room. So did you want to ready for something? Sorry.
Yeah. So if I'm just going to have my javelin ready to
Oh, yeah,
throw.
Cool.
If say an enemy appears obvious to me, so obviously Sig and Gil have to kind of get out of the way,
Okay.
so I can't really see anything.
No, that's cool. So, it is the Red Brand's turn. I'm just trying to. Cool. You can Sig. What you've noticed from these red brands, as you've seen them in front of you, there is they don't seem to be quite well. Like they don't seem well balanced, or there's something. There seems to be sort of something not quite right with them. The one that sort of cut into your side as you turn to him, he sort of looks at you and says, "Yeah, we knew you guys would come. We could hear you a mile away, mate. Yeah. So looks like this is the end for you guys. Yeah." And he kind of takes another swipe at you with his short sword, and it's an 18.
Ha! Fool! Cragnolian steel is 19.
Cool. And he just kind of sloppily like slides the blade down your shield, and he's just kind of a little confused, and you can just hear all the other guys in the room sort of like just laughing. You're so useless, mate. Aye. And they're all, and you sort of put two and two together. There's like a bunch of drinks on that table there. You've clearly interrupted what was a pretty good time in this room. The guy on your left sort of like, after hitting the door frame, sort of like looks at you, and he's just trying to like focus on you, and he just sort of like stabs out with his short sword as well. And that just goes straight past you. That slides nicely just out in front. And he kind of stumbles with that, and kind of stumbles and hits his mate and bounces off. And as he bounces off, obviously, he moves out of your reach and you get an attack of opportunity on him.
Sig has an inspiration point too from Random Origins.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. So feel free to roll on this stumbling idiot.
Sig will capitalize on the inspiration and then use that for his attack of opportunity.
Yeah, nice.
And rolls a 17.
A 17 is enough. What sort of damage did you manage to do to him? 9 damage. Oh, he's not feeling good. So like, as he swipes to go and sort of loses his balance, he bounces off his mate and sort of stumbles off to the side, and you sort of slice him across his side as he makes his way, sort of stumbling back into the room. 9 damage. Cool. Seeing that, the ruffian next to the bugbear on the left hand of the bugbear comes charging in with his short sword raised and swipes down at you. And he also misses. In fact, as he comes running in, he thinks he's running towards you, and just kind of like ends up in the corner of this room thanks to seeing double, and sort of just stumbles into the position on the side of the door. The last red brand in there has kind of he's lost his attention a little bit, and he's kind of looking down at the bugbear that's almost unconscious. And he's just like sort of gets down sort of face to face with the bugbear, and he's like, "Mate, you're okay there, buddy? Hey, you all right, mate? Oh, okay. Look, we'll look after you, and everything will be okay. It'll be all right." And you can just he's sort of like just patting he's kind of just like patting this thing, like he's clearly friends with this little bugbear. Sig, we're back to you.
All right, for the smallest of moments, Siggs thinks back to his hometown of Cragnol. He recalls the friends and the companions he had lost at the blades of his foes, the goblins. He thinks back to his party behind him, and he draws upon every fiber of his strength and yells, "For Cragnol!" and cashes in Second Wind.
Oh,
which
here we
allows
go.
him to cash in some hit points, which is a 1d10 plus fighter level, which I shall roll, and hopefully it'll be an amazing roll.
Good luck.
+2, here we go. Roll the cheese. 6. Well, that's better than a punch in the dick. Okay. And
aren't you level 2?
yeah, that's
So
+2.
Oh, okay. No, plus your fighter level. Yeah, cool. Carry on. I read it wrong.
Okay. So Sig thought that went better than it did. So with that, he is going to lash out at the red brand on his left who hit the wall with Talon, hoping to lop off his face.
From that position, he's in like half cover there. Did you want to move into the room first?
Totes.
Okay.
If I move in another smooch, is there going to be any more opportunity factors I need to worry about?
Obviously, it just opens you up to a few more people next round, maybe. But you don't get any opportunity of attacks. Like no one gets an attack on you.
Right. What about if I move to here?
Yeah, that would give a couple of people an opportunity of attack.
All right.
You could possibly move like into the center of this mayhem, but then you're in the center of the mayhem.
Okay. With his dramatic battle cry, Sig charges forward into the room to this position and slashes at the dude.
Okay.
For 14.
Cool. Your slash does connect with this drunken red brand, but we do get a couple of as you move past, two of the red brands strike out with their short swords. One of them attacks. One of them manages to get you, and does seven piercing damage. It's the one that's already had a couple of shots on you already. He sees you move and manages to get into your side, and the other one above him just swings wildly and misses completely. Your attack on the red brand to the left does connect and does 10 damage. Cool. Does 10 damage. All right. Is that you there, Sig?
Sig will spit out some blood onto the floor.
Nice. Mirakin, over to you.
I'm right in the back behind a towering Goliath, looking into a narrow hallway, and I'm just sort of like bobbing my head up, trying to see around, and I can't see anything.
What's going on?
What? I think I can hear something.
Yeah, you've heard like.
Can I?
You've heard a lot of drunken what is clearly drunken shouting. You've heard Sig with his battle cry and then charged into the room.
Well, it seems there's nothing for it. I feel like I should have done this earlier, but it's time I took a wild shape for the first time. And I start stirring my my druidic staff, and I melt down into the shape of a tiny mouse.
Okay.
And with that, I would like to scamper along the passageway through the open door into the room and hide myself amongst these barrels I see as a mouse.
Okay. Yep. So.
Get the lay of the land as a mouse.
Yeah. Well, these. There you go. We make you nice and small. The red brands don't really notice. The red brands don't notice this small mouse running through into this room, and so you managed to sort of sneak yourself across into those barrels there. Is there anything else you want to do now you're there?
I shall end my turn.
Okay. Gil, over to you.
So looking into the room, what do I see?
You can see a bugbear sort of like lying what seems to be unconscious on the ground in front of this table, and a red brand sort of kneeling next to him, kind of muttering to the bugbear. You can see sort of in front of that one another red brand that's just swiped out at Sig as he went running further into the room, and you can't really see the ones either side of the door from where you are.
Okay. I'm just gonna call out. Hey, Ned Smelly. Consider this your last stand. And viciously mock the bugbear.
The bugbear, okay.
Well, he's the only Australian, right?
He's only what, sorry?
He's the only Australian.
Yeah, good point.
It's family.
Cool. He did not do very well on that, so you've I'm gonna say you get to roll double damage on this one. Because he crit failed this check.
Yes.
I need to see that reaction.
He's
Please.
He's unconscious.
You
Oh,
won't be.
Seemingly unconscious. That's why it's.
Takes
It's
5
just
psychic
dream.
damage.
Yeah. So you
He can still twitch.
Well, no, we're on it.
yeah.
Wake
Ah.
See, now the thing is, he only looked unconscious because the whole thing with vicious mockery is they need to be able to hear you, right? They have to be conscious enough to hear you. And while he only
You can still
looked,
hear when you're unconscious. All the
I
medical
mean, you have
reports you can
you
still
still
hear.
have ears when you're unconscious.
And you can still hear sound when you're unconscious.
But as soon as these words leave your mouth, he kind of like violently like looks back through the door in your direction. He's like, where are we? Yeah, he sort of looks directly at you and says, "Ah, you too. You're not the only. Come on, mate. We're not all stinky just because we're hairy. And this is blatant racism, mate." And he's fired up thanks to this. So you've angered this boy. He was clearly something was up. He wasn't actually unconscious there.
Yeah, it's not dead or anything. He's just angry now.
Oh, he's very angry. Cool. Anything else there, Gil?
No, that's
Cool.
me.
Baron, back to you.
Okay. Well, I'm just cradling my small snuff box. I'm going to take a snort of something out of my box, not snuff. And I'm going to say, "God damn it." And I'm going to come over to the danger zone so I can see clearly. And I'm going to cast Ice Knife at this fellow here.
We haven't had Ice Knife yet, so here we go with Ice Knife.
I'm going to roll. It's an attack. Ranged attack spell. Pew, pew, pew. Here we go. What do I get? Oh, it was almost a 1. 19.
Yeah, that's a hit.
24. Okay. As that does 1d10 piercing damage on him.
Man, okay.
And that's 6 damage on that fellow.
Okay.
And then the adjacent people will have to make a 13 dexterity saving throw of 13 each.
So just the bugbear and the ruffian next to him, is it? And himself? So 3 of them?
And yeah, all 3.
Okay. Okay. What did they have to get? 13?
13, yeah.
Yeah, none of them saved.
Ooh.
In fact, the one that had the ice knife land into him crit failed as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what
Okay,
sort
so
of...
they take 2d6 damage, which is 8 damage each.
Okay, so this knife, this ice knife, goes flying through the air and just sort of like lands in the shoulder of this red brand that was crouching next to this bugbear, and he's just so out of it. He's just kind of like, he doesn't even notice. It's just like doing some decent damage, and then as it explodes, he just gets knocked. He is knocked onto his ass, and he's looking pretty bloodied. The bugbear next to him, the shards sort of explode out, and just like as the bugbear is turned to like yell at Gil, you see his face, because he's about the same height as his face is about the same height that the ice knife was, and you can just see as it explodes, like it's like Terminator 2 when they're holding onto that fence and all of the nuclear blast goes past. The blast just kind of just melts the entire face of the bugbear off, and he just slumps to the ground just dead. And the other ruffian in front who'd been damaged earlier, and as he sort of bounced off Sig and got an attack on him, he's kind of ended up facing this guy as well, and the blast just explodes in front of him, and he too ends up dead on the ground.
Whoa.
So that was quite a successful ice knife.
All right. Well, I'm just going to like back up against the wall a little bit and just pant. That's all.
Cool. Loris, back to you.
So Loris has gained a bit of clarity. He's still got the bugbear's finger in his hand, but he's got a bit of clarity. He's sort of ready to go. And he's seen, well, Ice Knife fired and Baron do something. He's sort of listened to Gil throw his nasty words out. He hasn't really seen anything from Sig because I'm not even really sure where Sig is. Question first, Baron, you're up against the wall, yes? I could probably get past you. What about you, Gil? Can I get past you if I wanted to?
You can always move through a friendly.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
So-
Cool. So,
unless they are like specifically trying to stop you.
okay, cool. So I'm going to basically charge into the room in a rather reckless attack. So I'm going to use my reckless attack when I get into the room. And it's basically just charge in and keep going to where I could see the bugbear. So I'm going to sort of stop here. And seeing that bugbear is down, I'm going to launch an attack at this guy. But the first thing I'm going to do, I'm obviously still my face is covered in blood. I'm probably looking pretty gruesome. I'm going to hand him the finger.
Which guy is this?
That guy.
Oh, right. Okay, the one that was next to the bugbear. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that was next to the bugbear. So I'm going to hand him a finger. And if he takes it, I'm going to try and chop his arm off.
He's he's prone on the ground. He's pretty badly.
I'm going to still hand it to him. If he lifts some grabs up.
Yeah, he's pretty injured, and he's almost bleeding out. He's had a lot of damage, and he's ignoring that finger. He can barely see straight right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll drop it. He can have it, and I'm just going to bury my axe into his head.
Okay, quit. Roll to hit with advantage.
Axe. I feel like I haven't used my axe in a while.
I'm glad you remembered to pick it up though, so that's good.
It's a 17.
Cool. 17 is a hit. Whereabouts were you aiming on this guy?
Straight in the head.
Yeah,
Straight.
and you just split that guy's head clean in half. Yeah. There's in true Loris fashion, there is just blood everywhere. Cool. It is the red brand's turn. As this guy on the right of the doorway sees Loris coming through and split the guy's head in half, he's just seen a lot of stuff go down with the exploding sort of ice knife and his mate getting cut in half, and he's just kind of like, hold up, hey, whoa, hey, do you guys want a drink or something? Come on, guys, slow down. Are you guys here to join like the red brands, or, I mean, Yano's always looking for some extra guys, yeah?
So,
and so he's kind of just like pleading for you guys to stop. The other red brand is face to face with Sig, and takes a drunken slice, or tries to take a drunken slice, and misses yet again. We are back to Sig.
Sig presses forward onto the red brand in front of him, squashing him with his shield, and then stabbing through with his sword.
Yeah, roll to hit.
As he does so, he's going to yell, "Dick!" For a 10.
I think it's the drunken, he's kind of off balance a little bit from the drunken stupor, and he just kind of miss as he stumbles to the side. Anything else?
Sig will be frustrated with himself.
American, what is little mouse American getting up to in the barrels?
Yes. It's a little mouse nose poking out from around the barrels, looking around, sniffing around. And she sees that the big red brand next to her. Now, is his back to the mouse? I assume he's looking towards the door away from the mouse, yes?
Yeah. His back is to the barrels.
Right. So what I'd like to do is run towards him as a mouse and jump onto his pant leg and try and scamper up the back of his leg. not inside the pant leg. Nip that in the bud.
Yeah, yeah.
Could
Yeah.
be nipping him in the butt, yeah.
Okay.
Am
Okay.
I able to scamper up his pant leg
Yeah,
up
yeah.
onto it?
Yep.
Up to his belt.
Yeah, go by all means. You don't even have to roll for that. I think it's pretty simple for a mouse to do.
All right. As I reach that, I'd like to suddenly transform back into an elf, growing to full size on his back, and hoping to grapple him to the ground with hopefully advantage from the sheer shock.
Yeah,
What is with you mounting enemies tonight?
I reckon.
It's true.
Jumping on them. Gotta do something.
All right,
I don't have an axe.
All right, you're wanting to grapple this guy to the ground. We will need a strength check, but it will be with advantage.
For me. That is the problem for me, but I'll give it a go. One moment. Let me just find my strength really quickly. All right. And my strength has rolled a 7. Mediocre.
Mediocre. Unfortunately, you're just a little too light for the strength of this guy. Even though it was a complete surprise, you don't manage to buckle his knees, and you just kind of find yourself like clinging to this guy's back, and he's wearing you like a backpack at the moment.
This is not a helmet.
I hope I've given him the surprise of his life at least.
Yeah.
He's
And
definitely.
For my bonus action, I'd like to call out, "Keep him alive. We need information."
Okay, Gil, over to you.
I'd like to step forward just past Byron, just barely into the room. And looking at the two red brands, I kind of size them up and just say, drop your weapons. As you can see, we have a Goliath with us. You are
It's really scary Goliath right now, covered in bugbear bits.
You are outnumbered, outarmed. You stand no chance.
All right, can you roll intimidation?
I rolled a 19.
Okay, can you give me another intimidation roll, please? Just going to do one for each red brand here.
A 9.
Okay, cool. And is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I'd just like to appeal to their sense of logic and just say, as you can see, you're outnumbered, outarmed, outgunned. Surrender now, and we may yet let you live.
Okay, cool. Back to the Baron.
Oh. Do they react at all?
We'll see what happens on their turn.
Okay, so they're not like pulling any faces like, oh. We'll do that.
At the moment, you've got one very surprised. It looks like if you're looking at these two red brands, one's looking very surprised to have someone hanging off his back, and the other one has got kind of a scowl, eyeing up Sig.
Okay, I'm looking back and forth,
Yeah.
and I was reaching in my pocket to pull out some dust, so I'm not going to blow it at the one that the elf has just appeared on, but I'm going to blow it at this one.
Blow him.
Yeah. Red brand. So they have to do a saving throw
Constitution.
Constitution saving throw of 13.
Oh, he smashed that. Absolutely smashed it with an 18.
In a good way.
No, he smashed it. He's dead. No, no. He kind of he's too intoxicated. He's snarling and he's holding his breath as he's like kind of is eyeing up Sig.
Just a fine dust.
Yeah, it kind of just sprinkles in.
I'll give you some room there, Gil. I'll step back and that's it.
Okay, cool. Loris, back to you.
Okay, so the red brand that has American on his back, has he been hit yet? How's he looking physically?
How is he looking physically? He's still looking very, very healthy. Drunk,
Still got health?
but
Drunk?
healthy, yeah.
Okay.
He's looking very drunk. He's looking a little scared. He's looking a little surprised, but he's looking healthy.
Surprised, scared,
Yeah.
but healthy. Okay, cool. And the other one beside Gilk, I guess, yeah.
He's just snarling
he-
at Sid.
snarling like a madman right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to use my inspiration point, and I'm going to attack the one that has American riding his back. I want to hit him basically with the butt end of my axe into his stomach. So I want him to drop to the floor.
Okay. Okay, yeah,
And
roll
so
to,
obviously some Americans then standing around him, kind of grappling.
yeah, cool. Roll to hit.
Okay. I rolled a
Crit.
25.
Dang! All right, that is a critical hit.
Oh.
You smash the blunt end of your Sorry. Also, random origins just gave me an inspiration point to use.
Oh,
Okay.
what?
That's evil.
Come on.
Anyway,
Oh,
the flat of your axe just slams into this red brand, and he loses all wind. The wind gets completely knocked out of him. He crumples to the ground and falls unconscious.
Excellent.
Like I'm assuming you didn't want to kill him, yeah?
No, I just wanted to knock him down.
Yeah, because that would have killed him. So he is unconscious.
Cool.
And American kind of just like rides him to the ground and then gets off.
Right. So,
Yeah.
Oh no, the phrasing.
Like-
Phrasing is bad.
yeah.
It's off.
Like a
I don't like
circle.
that at all.
rides him to the ground
mounting
and gets
two
off.
enemies and riding. Yeah, he gets them off.
Nice.
Oh, fabulous.
Okay, Loris. Anything else on your turn?
No, I'm just going to kind of look at American as she sort of landed, and I'm still kind of this is just dismayed look in my eyes and hoping for some kind of approval from her.
Yeah. All right.
She nods in approval and is very impressed.
We've had some good Loris American moments, I think. Okay. All right. So it's the red brand's turn. Unfortunately, Gil, the one that was ready to be persuaded to give up, is now lying unconscious in front of both American and Loris. And the one
Sorry.
standing in front of Sig is he's one of those angry drunks.
Well, one of them was snarling and the other one was like completely placid, and you fucking KO'd the placid one. So
And he looks up at Sig and he takes inspiration. Which, okay, because of his drunken state, he would normally be at a disadvantage. So this just removes the disadvantage state. It doesn't give him advantage, right? It sort of cancels out. And he swipes through and rolls a 22.
it's sick.
That's Sig, yeah, it's Sig. Doing 4 damage. How's Sig doing? Still alive?
Sig spits out a mouthful of blood, but remains standing.
The red brand then swipes again.
No,
with his
you dick.
short sword, being full of just absolute drunken anger. Unfortunately, he is still drunk, and while that first slice did manage to cut into you, he was off balance for a second swipe and just kind of cuts the air to your side. And he looks up at you and just spits at you, which also misses. Sig, it's your turn.
Sig is feeling super poorly. And would like to clarify with the world at hand if drinking a health potion is an action or a bonus action.
That is an action.
Okay.
That's a debated action.
Yeah.
DM's
GM rule.
ruling is final.
Olga.
Yes.
Sig will push forward with his shield onto the red brand and stab his sword into his eye.
Okay, roll to hit.
Sig rolls a 16.
Which is exactly what you needed to roll to get. Man, that sword does some decent damage. You rolled max damage on that as well. So that sword, you're aiming at his eye? Is that right?
His eyeball, yep.
His eyeball just bursts with the pressure of your short sword. And that short sword just pushes straight through the ocular cavity into his brain and skewers this red brand to the wall behind him. As you remove the sword, he crumples to the ground, incredibly dead. Very, very, very dead. And that is battle over. You guys have an unconscious red brand at the feet of American and Loris.
American goes to high five, but then thinks better of it. It is undignified.
And my hands are still covered in blood.
All right, so what would you guys like to do?
He said Iano. He said Iano.
He did, right? He did say.
Gil.
We need
I'm
to.
going to go back and investigate the corpses of Billy and the other goblin that rose, and the bugbears.
A tactical move, Mr. Gill. I
Oh,
will escort you,
guys.
and I will guard the thing.
Oh, Maxine.
Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Baron, you're the first to hear it. And it's just this ravenous... it's actually just like this weird scratching sound. And that's sort of like coming from behind you. And the scratching sound just seems to get closer and closer. As you can see on the ground, half a goblin that's kind of barely holding together, pulling and scratching its way across the sort of the stone floor behind you.
Oh, Billy.
It doesn't seem to be Billy this time. This is the other one. This is the other one that was that Sig was dealing with. The one that was trying to bite through Sig's armor.
He says a half
Like half a goblin.
He's just half a goblin.
So he hacked him. He hacked him to pieces, though, right?
So basically,
how much goblin is making its way towards us right now?
the upper half, basically, the upper half is just pulling itself along. This blackened intestine dragging behind it that you'd managed to get some necrotic damage on to do that final blow earlier, and he's just sort of like dragging himself closer and closer and sort of snapping at your heels. And as he gets to you, he just he rolls a 16.
Yeah, I'm sure that will hit me for sure.
Okay. And that's just like an unarmed attack. So that's just one damage that he manages to get.
He's got no arms, does he?
He's got arms, but he's grabbed onto your ankle and just taken a bite out of the your ankle, just dealing one damage.
Oh, what?
Do you guys want to roll initiative for this, or do we just want to find a natural order to this?
Let's just kill him.
Okay, we'll go with the Baron first, who's sort of ankle to face with this.
Just like
goblin.
in order of where we're standing, I reckon.
Yeah, I think the Baron and Gil can take care of this.
Maybe. I would do an unarmed attack, but there's 0 damage.
Oh, this is like a slap. It's just a slap.
Wow. I do no damage for those. It's just got a dash. So I'm going to do poison spray on it.
Okay.
Foul beast. And I'm just going to lean over it and just into its disgusting face.
And that's a constitution roll, isn't it?
Yeah.
He crit failed that one.
Okay. So it's a D12.
Guys,
Oh.
I really feel bad for you guys.
Random, what are you doing?
right now? Okay, sorry. So, what is that? That's 11 damage. That's pretty good.
Does the crit damage do anything, or is that just
Yeah,
not-
you managed to. Yeah, we'll get you to roll that again as well. Since he did crit fail, he crit failed. He rolled a 1.
Yeah, 11 damage and then a 2 damage.
13 total. Okay. He's not looking good, but unfortunately, you see from behind this goblin, just the torso and legs of another goblin walking out of the room behind him. You've got two
Oh my
goblins.
God. They're going to form together
Yeah, yeah.
like Voltron goblin. Just we've got the legs and the upper half.
yeah. And he reaches down. This one
Goblin.
reaches down for his action and separates the head from the goblin that you've just attacked, and pops that off, and places it down onto the gap where his head was, and you've now got this weird, bizarre kind of freak mashup of goblins here, and he stretches out the neck, and he looks deep at you guys, at you, Baron, and he's just like, he looks directly into your eyes with his very dead, glazed eyes, and it's just like, and just says, "Yes, this is truly the end of you all." As both as Maxime Delavinci and Random Origins put 3 inspiration points on this new.
Oh, you evil, evil.
This. It is a. Yeah, so that one, the goblin that had his head pulled off that was the last straw. He died, but he's joined onto Billy Goblin's frame now.
This is like Sock Merchant's wet dream.
Okay, it is.
We're in the throes of battle, and we're getting dead goblins thrown at us.
Yeah. It's Gil's turn.
I call out and say, Billy, what smells worse than a live goblin? An undead one.
All right, we got to roll. He
Roll
rolls a
your wisdom save.
17. That is a 17 roll. Which is that's more than enough, isn't it?
How much is it?
17.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything else for you, Gil?
I call out to the Baron and say, pull back, as I step backwards.
Cool. Mirakin, you've just seen Gil scream this and run back into the room. What do you do?
What's happening? I was about to tie up this unconscious fellow. Is there more?
Goblins are back.
No. Oh. They're a pain in my ass. Oh, we're not gonna die. How many?
It's hard to say. They are pieces now, but the pieces seem to have coalesced.
Oh dear God. Well, I suppose I should tie up this fellow regardless. I don't want him getting amongst it too. Do I have to roll to tie him up? I have rope in my bag.
We'll let you just spend your turn tying him up. That can just be your action.
All right.
Loris.
I shall do so, and I'd like to retreat towards further back as well, if possible.
Okay, and you drag the red brand over to the side with you as you do so.
I know I should have got wine instead coming down to this room.
I was very regretful I did not roll for cheese while as a mouse.
You would have had advantage for sure.
Caught in a trap.
Loris, again, you've seen
so-
Gil running in over, sort of past the Baron. You can see this abomination of a goblin waiting in the other room.
Where did my token go?
It's there.
I've lost. Where am I? I've lost myself. Anyway, so hearing the commotion. I see. So Sig jumped on top of me. Man. So yeah, hearing the commotion, obviously, hearing Sig come back in and say, Gil come in and say that the goblin's back. Can I see the goblin past Baron's shoulder?
Yeah, knowing the Baron, he's slunk himself up against the wall of the of the corridor.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So so seeing Gobbo there, and what's left of it, I'm just going to charge down the hallway with my axe drawn, and as soon as I reach her, I'm just going to slam it into its forehead, or what I can see of its head.
Okay, cool. Roll to hit.
This thing needs to die. And I roll a 11.
All right. Well, you're face to face with this goblin.
Yeah.
And that axe swipe just comes down, and somehow you've brought it down where near its shoulder, and some strange thing, it goes through the shoulder, but it doesn't seem to do any damage through it. like it's you've cut where there was already a cut, and it doesn't seem to do anything. All right, Sig, your turn.
So Sig hears the holler of his nemesis, which has not died enough, but he knows he is pretty battle worn. He takes one of his health potions and swigs it back for 2d4 plus 2 hit points.
Nice.
And gains 7 health.
Cool. Did you want to do any movement this turn?
With the remainder of his turn, he'll stand by the door.
Okay, cool. It is the goblin's turn, and he's looking straight at Loris. Loris, you've just noticed he does have a small scimitar at his side.
Of course he does.
Yeah. And the goblin just kind of looks at you and smiles and says, "Yes, I've been waiting for you." And he slashes out with inspiration, using up one of his points of inspiration, and rolls an 18.
Oh, that's a hit.
Doing 8 slashing damage.
Oh, owie.
Decent.
Yeah, this is pretty good. And I'm
Loris is
saying it's pretty
unmoving.
good in the fact that the viewers have fucked you guys. So that's great.
Hey,
Thank you. Buy our t-shirts.
Okay.
Loris barely flinches with that, but is quite clearly damaged.
Yeah, cool.
He's bloodied to the point of being very, very bloodied.
Yeah, and the...
Some of the blood is his.
What was that?
Some of the blood is his.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. A lot of the blood is his. There is other blood of other things on there as well, but a lot of the blood is his.
And we're back to the Baron.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit. Well, I'm going to attack with Toll the Dead. He has to
Okay.
make a 13, Wisdom 13 saving spell. Or saving check. Whatever.
This is, all right, no, that's cool. So he's failed that.
Okay, so that does a 1d12 because he's already taken damage.
Yeah, he certainly
He has. He is damage at this point.
Actually,
This one.
no, that's all right.
Oh,
Oh,
one.
Oh,
One damage. Bong.
Okay.
And then I'm actually going to step away. Oh my god, this foul beast. Disgusting.
You can sort of see that this goblin is almost enjoying the sound of that bell. This sort of smile rings out across its head, and he says, "Ah, the bell of death! I know it well."
This will be your bell end.
Gil.
Pretty sure that's named.
Can you get vicious mockery for that? That was pretty good.
Gil, back to you.
I think at this point, just kind of seeing So is he still like on the ground, prone, or is he?
No. So the one that was prone had its head removed by the other goblin and placed at the empty spot between the shoulders of the other goblin.
So this is the body of Billy.
Body of Billy,
Okay.
head of the other goblin.
What was his name?
He did have a name.
Pisspan.
His name is not important. I'm going to move over here, and then I'm going to try to skewer the body of Billy.
Okay. Roll to hit.
At all day 6.
A 6 is a miss, unfortunately, on that one. The again, you seem to. The weird thing is, you seem to hit. You've hit where there was already damage, and it kind of went into the same point of damage, and it came out without seeming to affect him at all. Mirakin, over to you.
Things are very dicey indeed.
Shit, yeah.
The goblins
no idea.
start coming and they don't stop coming.
You have no idea how dicey it is.
As she assesses the situation, you see the golden tinge in her eyes and hair start to fade back to the wintry, the greys, and the colour leaches from her face, and she just says, "We're going to die down here. We're going to die down here." And she just crouches in position and watches the door with bow and arrow in hand.
Cool. Over to
At least death doesn't seem permanent down here.
That's true.
What was that?
At least death doesn't seem permanent down here.
Loris, back to you.
Yeah. So
Oh, sorry,
Feeling-
Sig. Sorry. Oh, were you first there, Sig?
Who was next? Sorry.
I thought it was Loris and then Sig, wasn't it?
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I would have been quite happy if Sig had gone first, but never mind. It's all good. Yeah. So right now, Loris is basically just covered in blood. A lot of it's his own. There's probably more cuts on him than there are actually not cuts. And he's feeling really, really poorly. But being what he is, he's just going to kind of park it to the back of his mind. Now, remind me again, this goblin's got a head. Is he holding his head, or is he?
It's kind of just the goblin has placed this other goblin's head where his head should have been.
Okay.
And it's just kind of sitting on top of the other goblin's shoulders.
Okay, so using the blunt end of his axe again, so using the pommel end of his axe, he's just going to basically ram it at full force at the head of this goblin, and just trying to, essentially with the intent of knocking it off its shoulders, knocking its block off.
Cool, give me a roll to hit.
Let's hope it's something worthwhile. A 19.
Cool, a 19 is a hit. You've done 4 damage to the goblin. And it wasn't quite enough to... It's weird. You sort of noticed it rolling. It tips to the point where it looks like it's about to roll. And you see something grab it and sort of... You're not really sure what it is, but it sort of grabs it and sort of rolls it back into place on top of the shoulders.
Man, this is insane.
Not hands.
Not hands. It's just like an unseen force sort of grabs it and pulls it back into position. And he sort of smiles at you and says, "You almost had me, big boy. Now you wait your turn." Sig, it is your go.
Oh, it's so dodgy.
So Sig will turn behind him to look back at Mirakin and call out, "Hold fast, Mirakin!" And then move forwards into the hallway, past the Baron, and stand behind Loris, ready for his turn to chop.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. It is the goblin's turn. And with a smile and a twinkle in its rotting eyes, takes another swipe with inspiration
Oh, you fucker. Fucker.
and rolls a 21,
Oh,
doing 4 damage to Loris.
that's enough.
Wouldn't be an episode.
It wouldn't be an episode if Loris wasn't in a dying state.
And the goblin just laughs. You're next, Silver Boy! And he points towards Sig. It is the Baron's turn.
Oh my god. Okay. I didn't expect it to come around to me again. Ooh, okay, I'm going to cast Chill Touch.
Okay.
Windy. Oh, oops. Change all my buttons. 5. Here we go. What do I get? 14.
And that is a hit. Please roll for damage.
I will. I got a 6.
Which is exactly what you needed to get to end this mayhem.
You could have done that like 3 minutes ago. I was stood there on 1 hit point.
The chill touch reaches within this new head, and you see the entire head just sort of rot and fall away, and the body slumps again, dead to the ground. The goblin is no more.
Victory!
It's the victory steam, everyone.
Yay! Thanks,
Oh, the
Brandon
whole
and
way.
Maxine. That was so much fun.
I
We love
think-
you guys.
I think we call it there. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Well, we have made one new room. So
And it wouldn't be an episode if we didn't finish it with me in a dying state. So
Yeah, that was a rough session. We had viewers hungry on your guys' demise tonight. Man,
who's inviting?
yeah, we might have to ban goblin spawnings next session, or at least raise the price just to deter it.
it seems to be very affordable for certain people. So I'm wondering what they're doing with their lives that they're able to afford.
Hey,
gold.
whoa! Don't hassle them.
He's necking them. It's a proven technique.
Challenge
trying
them
to pick
challenge them to do more. Come on, do your worst.
Oh, don't. You don't have to listen to
It
that
would
kind of.
really put us all in a dying state if you bought t-shirts.
Yeah, totally. I think it'd be well worth it, right? We could all be wearing t-shirts and dying.
Yeah, buy a T-shirt and just pick someone who dies instantly.
Don't start that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting 4 goblins this session. The way that the session was going, I thought, is there a possibility that it wrapped up and then it just got ruined? I think so.
Is that a record, right? Is it normally? Have we had 2 before, or only 1?
No, we had a record of 2, and then we had
2.
another 2. So that's huge. It's a big night for you guys. What
I like how they're all
sorry?
zombies though. I liked how they're all falling apart and pulling each other's heads off and putting them on. And
What I will suggest for you guys between now and the next session is take a look at what level 3 might mean for you guys.
I've been doing that for like.
Is that because we're leveling up to level 3, or just hey, take a look because the next few months we might get there?
Yeah.
I think it's highly likely you guys will at some point next session get to level up.
Oh,
Yay!
It's in the next room, isn't it?
No, we'll do it. This is it. You guys got to level up. So as you guys see that goblin land on the ground, the extreme tension of the last 30 minutes of your time in this Red Brand hideout washes over you, and you all find crystal clarity and renewed strength as you all level up to level 3.
You know what makes me so happy about this? It's not that I get new skills, it's that I get full health and I get my rages back. That's all I like.
I was going to ask, how are you dealing with that like, do we need to long rest for the benefits of health and spell slots and whatnot, or?
Yeah, so what I'll do is we'll say that you guys can prepare and actually tick yourselves over to level 3, but it won't be until you long rest that you'll actually get access to the HP, the spell slots, any of the bonuses. But I want you guys to prepare for it for when that long rest happens.
We'd say any of the bonuses.
So it's
Are there other skills and stuff that you get from level 3 that would activate, or we have to wait till the long rest?
You will have to wait till the long rest. So you won't.
I'll just level up my long rest.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Because the chances of getting a long rest in the next room or so are higher.
It's not,
Or it could be
I
a
don't wanna
hotel.
stay the night. I don't want to stay the night in this death trap. I want to see this Iano bloke and get out of here.
No hotel. Yeah, it was.
I don't know if
was
he is a
Ian-
good old boy, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to suspect he's a bad old boy.
Some bad old boy.
Cool. Have you guys had a look at what level 3 means for your characters? Yeah.
Several times.
Yeah, like, and once we started playing.
Okay, cool.
I already got my coolest wild shape stuff at level 2, but
Yeah, I'm
I
glad you
get
finally.
stuff, so that's
I'm glad you finally got to use wild
I
shape.
finally did it. It was
Yeah.
somewhat anticlimactic, but I did it.
That was great. It was awesome. All right, we might as well call it there. Thanks to everyone for helping decide the direction of this this session. Specifically, Random Origins and Maxime Del Vinci. We've got, again, come join us in the Discord if you're not already. Come say hi. We're pretty chatty. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us here. And if you really like what we see, do what everyone else has been doing and subscribe. So thank you to Maxime Del Vinci as well. I saw that cheeky little subscription pop in there, so that's awesome. Thank you so much for the support. Lots of support. And just another mention, we've got t-shirts. We don't really get money from that one, but I thought it would be quite cool to have. I'll probably try and pick one of those up in the next few days as well. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next Monday, our time. I don't know what time it is. Maybe it's Sunday for you. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.